Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We're back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, welcome to the Season 45 4-engine room slaughterhouse of the Seekers. It's that time. It's time to grind. And, you know, well, I was going to say we're getting nowhere fast, but we got up to rank 19 earlier. Gunning for that rank 20. I don't know where we're at globally. We'll take a quick peek here. Let's see. But we're going to go over today the attack strat and all that good stuff. So we dropped a little bit into the 250 zone, which, you know, isn't too bad considering. But yeah, so we're going to go over the base, the attack, and what we want to do next on the tech tree. So the attack's going to take the longest. So here's the base. I find the ones with the engines kind of in this zone are the best. What we want to do right now, for me anyways, is force fizzles, because I'm not able to clear most of these bases. It's getting pretty rare now. Now, I did make some mistakes. You don't need max boom cannons. You don't need max sniper towers either, really. I was just looking for some kind of edge, so I decided to upgrade them because I don't want to go off path with my keys. So we did that. So that's the base. It's okay. I just got it back into 19 almost and then fell back down. So it's, you know, it's more so the attack. There's no magical bases out there just yet. So here's what we got. Now, very important to get flares up. I would get them up to at least tick 3 for right now, because having them at tick 1, it's just going to cause you stress. Just do it, get it over with. So as we move forward here, it looks like the meta is kind of shifting to 2 rifles to clear stuff, get damage, distract a little bit. And Seekers, I don't have any tokens right now, so I'm not going to upgrade them yet. But yeah, so as we move forward, we're still only taking that top path. We're not even considering backfilling just yet. But what we did was we got boom cannons, and I did max them out. So there's no need to max them out at, I think, tick 4 you have all of them, maybe even tick 3. Or tick 4, I think you get 4 of them. So leave them at tick 4, don't max them out like I did. And yeah, there's some juicy stuff over here. We got some extra machine guns, we got a prototype. All that's going to do is not allow you to move forward. Sure, it's going to be great right now. And, you know, maybe I can't speak for everyone, but that's not the play that I want to make. I think for most people what makes sense is to get to the doodlers, get out of the seekerness, and get to bombardiers as quickly as we can, right? I think that's going to be the best bet to make it out of 4 engines, because then we're not going to have any problems taking the bases down, right? We're going to have extra troop health. We're going to have Kavan. We're going to have rifles probably maxed out by then too. So, I mean, we'll be back into flaring and moving through these bases pretty quickly. Now, like I said, I don't have brick at any level right now because we have Kavan coming up. So I don't want to spend tokens on brick just to get to rank 20. When we'll get to rank 20 with Kavan, you know, a little bit later, right? That's kind of my thought process. That's what I'm trying to do. Again, the 4-week seasons, you really got to pay attention to your tech tree. Any mistake you make is just kind of, you know, it ends up being the same in the end, but it's just like, it's so much more painful because it goes from like being, okay, I'm behind a day in tech to I'm behind 3 days in tech or whatever. So, yeah. So let's go over some of these attacks and let's see what we did. I want to show one with a decent drop. Yeah, so there's 2 different attacks that we can do right now. 2 different things that are working for me anyway. So we can either drop from the left ramp or the right ramp, just depending on the layout. If they have less defenses on the left and the engines are a little bit closer together, then you can definitely go that way. And it does work sometimes. I find that right, it's a little bit easier to do the attack because you don't have to worry about brick lagging behind. The hardest part of this hit, and what everything comes down to, is just where you can put brick and how many iron wills, like successful ones, you can get out of her. Now, I learned this the hard way. If you don't flare her first, wait, what is it? Let me double check. Because there's always been this bug with brick, right? If you hit Iron Will while the flare is in the air, she'll freeze. She'll stop moving. So make sure that the flare is on the ground, and just flare her first before you hit Iron Will. You don't need to spam it really quickly, because then if she stops, you wasted that Iron Will, so you waste your GBE, and it's just not good. So that's what you want to focus on. So for the drop, I go 1 Seeker on about the middle. Do him first. So that gives you kind of a little barrier, a little wall. He's going to take out some mines. He's going to distract the shock launcher or whatever. And then I do 1 boat of Seekers here. Then we put Brick directly on top on this corner, as we want her on that side. Then we throw down the rest of the Seekers, okay? And we can either do that first, or we can do it as we're taking out this shock launcher, but we want to throw 4 artilleries here and want a flare there. It's kind of tricky because it's a lot of stuff all at once, but let's just show you how it comes down. So then we've got our flare down. We're going on the shock launchers next. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might throw an extra there, I don't know. And then we come onto this first engine, and boom. Right now we want to activate that iron will, or actually we delayed this one a little bit. So boom, there we go. We got the iron will. Now we got all these troops underneath it, and the biggest thing is we need Brick to stay alive, right? So how do we do that? And she's going to get shocked, she's going to get hit with stuff. We do that by flaring her into the middle of where the Seekers are going to go next. If we flare her out over here, she's just going to die faster. We got to make sure we get at least 2 iron wills out of her with all of your Seekers. The way you clear these bases is you get 3. With Brick at level 1, that's going to be almost impossible to do, right? She's going to take damage. Honestly, it comes down to a little bit of luck and how she spreads, in my opinion. But yeah, so then you see here, we've still got Brick up. She's doing great. I ran out of GBE, I think, at this point, so we opted for instead of do another iron will. What did we do instead? I believe we threw artilleries. Now we actually had a chance at fully clearing this guy, which we did. So yeah, that was awesome. That's if we can get that attack to work like that all the time, that's all we got to do. So we'll try to do it in live time and show you what it actually looks like, but it's not easy, and it depends on the base, and it depends on, you know, how Brick reacts and all that stuff. But control the stuff you can control, right? Good, you know, thing to do in any part of your life, I guess. Focus on what you can control, and then just, you know, have the patience to do that consistently. That's how we're going to get ahead right now. So, yeah, and there's, you know, the drop from the other side, it's essentially the same thing. What I do is I throw down 1 boat of Seekers with Brick at the same time. Because if you throw down Brick by yourself, she's going to get it popped. She's going to get shot by something early on. So you want to delay, you want her delayed a little bit behind that boat of Seekers. And it's just kind of running for her. And then you got to delay your other Seekers, because if not, then the problem is they'll get way too far ahead of her. So maybe we'll do that next just to show you. And also it looks like a decent drop for this base. So I'll show you right here. So we go Brick like this. And then we go the 1 boat of Seekers there. The nice thing about these ones is we can go 1, 2, 3, 4 here nice and early. And then I'll just delay drop these guys. And then we just got to make sure that we're flaring Brick. Kind of right to about here, I guess. And hopefully that cannon stays distracted for right now. And there we go. So we're going to go with our first iron will right here. Brick is going to get shocked, it looks like. And then we're going to move her along if we can. Let's go with another iron will right before. I think the cannon's tracking her. Maybe yes, maybe no. And then we're going to flare her again over here if we can. Don't think we'll have enough for a last battle or iron will, but we'll try. And let's go 2 artilleries over here. Now, typically what you want to do there in that situation is we both got the same amount of engines, right? So we want to look around, and I think what we did ended up making sense, but we want to look around and see if there's any buildings touching each other. That's going to give us more percentage for that 1 artillery, because these get very close. That's going to give us more percentage on that 1 artillery than it would be to just fire it off on the engine room. So if you have no chance of getting the engine room on your last artillery, look for something like here, for example, because we got 1, 2, 3 buildings touching. My base, I don't have too many of the other ones, but yeah. So that's basically it in a nutshell. The current meta, it's, you know, it's a disaster. It's very difficult, but we can at least clear engines and we can get by for now. The problem's going to be when all the dirty 3s end up being in 4. But that's the long play, right? So all the guys that went DBD and flamethrower, yeah, those are going to be impossible to Seeker with the offense that we have currently, right? So how do we counteract that? By getting bombardiers. So we're on the right path. We're on the right way. It's just one of those lull points, right? There's always highs and lows, and I mean, we can get by. We can get some wins just by, you know, doing all the things that we said, just being consistent. A little bit of luck it helps sometimes too, but we're on the right track, guys. So I do hope that it helps you out. If it did, make sure you leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate those of you that are using that code chicken in the shop. I'm doing a giveaway at the end of this month. I'm not sure exactly what it'll be at, but I want to give back to those of you that have been choosing to support the channel. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you. We'll catch you in the next one. Chicken out. Back.